Hi, and welcome back to Bourbon Blind, where the guys drink what y'all pick. So please feel free to leave a comment in the comments section or email us at bourbonblindtasting@gmail.com. I really could use some input on what on earth we're drinking tonight. Tonight's pick actually comes from Germanicus 86. So thank you very much for your comments. Also, I'd like to give a plug to Josh. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at names, so I'm going to have to look down on my paper. LaRoque, thank you so much for joining our Patreon page. If you love the show, please feel free to go ahead and hit subscribe. If you've already subscribed and you really, really like the show, we have a Patreon page. We do some cuts that don't necessarily make the show. We offer some shirts, classes, and all sorts of other fun things. So yeah, feel free to support your local YouTube channels as you guys see fit, and we really do appreciate all the people that have loved our show and do support us. With that being said, as always, the guys are next door. They're not going to know what they're drinking. They're going to tell you what they think the glass that they're drinking tastes like, and then what they would be willing to pay for it, not necessarily with all the hype that all the bottles present. So with that being said, tonight's bottle is this one. Tonight's bottle is this one. I'm going to pull it out of the way. There's something fun about this bottle. I'm sure Kyle's going to love to tell you all about it once he figures out what he's drinking. I'm not going to say what it is because they'll hear me. I haven't told them to leave the room, so I'm not going to say too much about it because I don't want them to get any ideas. But feel free to drop me a line. Tell me what you think. Tell me you love this bottle, or tell me, hey, I really hate this bottle, but I'd love to see what the guys think of it. Every once in a while we do get those, and it's kind of fun to see what you taste when you don't know what you're drinking, because sometimes Pappy Van Winkle really isn't worth what you're paying for on the secondary market. So I'm going to go and hide this bottle, and we'll see what they think of this one.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bourbon Blind. I'm Kyle.
I'm Jay.
We taste whiskey. We don't know what it is. We give you a price of what we'd be willing to pay for a bottle without the influence of the label. That being said, huge shout out to Josh LaRoque. He is our newest Patreon supporter. Definitely appreciate you. If you guys want to help us out, it's patreon.com/bourbonblind. We got stuff up there for as low as $1. We got t-shirts. You saw my shirt, Aaron's shirt. We're doing some new designs also. We got some glassware and stuff we'll be giving away. All kinds of stuff. Come hang out with us. So go check it out if you want. Also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We don't do a whole lot of stuff on Twitter, but mostly Facebook, Instagram. Everything's at Bourbon Blind. So feel free to check it out and usually see what we're doing on more of a day-to-day basis. So with that being said, let's get into this whiskey. Cheers, guys. Sir?
To you.
Ooh, I like the nose so far. Pretty fairly light color. Not super light, but...
It's lighter than...
Is it kind of like a gold?
Yeah.
Goldish. Not quite to that amber level. Oh. Good nose so far.
Really thick legs. That's a tough one.
It is, isn't it? Like, it's good.
I'm trying to get...
But there's no definitive...
What's the first thing?
Like, there's no definitive notes, flavors, smells in there. You get that, like, caramel is in there, but...
But is that that's not the first thing, though.
No. I mean, it's very different. I mean, it's not different, though. Like, it's a standard bourbon nose, but...
I'm trying to put my finger on it.
Right?
It's fruity. So there's some ethanol on the front, but when you get past that, it's fruity. But what fruit?
Almost works like a raspberry.
It's a berry. Maybe a grape. Almost wonder if this is something
like the purple, almost like a muscadine grape.
Yeah.
Like the purpley grapes.
I wonder if this is something finished. Maybe in a wine barrel. Maybe
I don't know. It's kind of light on the nose.
Yeah.
Legs are running semi-quickly. Not too bad, though.
It leaves a nice lip.
Yeah, it does. So, anyway, cheers.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. I mean, maybe after tasting it, we'll get a little more on the nose. Almost get like a grassy aftertaste.
There's the caramel vanilla.
Way on the back end. Nice long finish, though.
Yeah.
It's got a nice finish on it.
Got a lot of heat. And I'm not getting any spice whatsoever.
It's definitely more towards that, like, caramely, fruity kind of...
Kind of one-dimensional. Smooth, though.
Yeah?
So it's not overly alcohol. Not a lot of burn or heat. I don't really get any of that warmth from it. Maybe just slightly. It's pretty plain.
A little bit. I mean, you do get that caramel all the way through there, with kind of the berries popping in a little bit.
Maybe just a hint of oak, wood, but just a hint. So, I don't know if it would be a finished. Definitely the fruit.
Yeah, I'm not leaning towards the finished
No,
aspect.
not after the taste. I'm going to try a few drops here. 3.
I'm almost getting more of like a peach
I wanted to say that.
peach apricot kind of flavor.
I was afraid I was being influenced by our discussion of peach drinks earlier. But yes, peach for sure.
That's because Four Roses is awesome and they made an awesome drink.
Wow.
Erin's a fan of the peach.
She likes peach.
She does like the peach.
And apparently 4 Roses. Can't imagine where she gets that from.
I don't know. Weird, huh? I like the Four Roses.
It does.
There's a lot of single barrels.
How many bottles? How many bottles do you have of 4 Roses? Just guess.
More than 5.
And 4 Roses, if you're listening, you can definitely, Patreon him.
That's right. I support you. I ended the labor strike single-handedly.
They can be your sponsor. They can be your sponsor. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's just walking that middle of the road, whatever this is.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
With some water, it definitely turned way more vanilla.
Did it?
Yeah. That's very much like... now it's almost like a vanilla milkshake.
I'm going to try it with the water. See what it does. You never know. I did realize we have a long list of bourbons that I would put on a, like, do not add water to on the list. Like, if we made a list of all the stuff that we've tasted, and then all the stuff that we wouldn't add water to, it'd probably be a fairly high percentage.
Of don't add water?
Yeah.
I'm finding that as time passes, I don't need the water as much. I'm a fairly big advocate of ice. But I don't know if it's just because I've started drinking better quality bourbon or what. But I find myself not using it as much.
So let me ask you this, as far as the better quality stuff goes, so to speak. I know we talked about, as people progress, a lot of times they end up back at the cheaper bottles.
Yeah.
But, so if you had the money, would you only drink expensive bottles? Or would you still drink the everyday kind of stuff, the Four Roses Single Barrel, the Buffalo Trace, the
Heaven Hill,
the things of that nature?
It's a fair question. I think it would be different for different people. Me personally, I'm of the mind that money is not the object. So if I taste something and I like it, I don't care what I have to pay for it. That means two things. That means it goes both directions. That means I don't care if it's a $15 bottle. If I like it, I'm going to buy it. That also means if it's a $400 bottle and I like it, I'm going to buy it. A la Al Young.
Right. Finally got a taste, or Jay, a taste of the Al Young.
Man, you know.
No, it's on his want list.
What can you do, you know? I am now on the lookout for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the water, it almost made it more creamy with the water.
Yeah.
And I've actually found that with a few bourbons, which is kind of counterintuitive, you would think.
It is.
But, I mean, with the water, you get a little more of that kind of creamy, oily mouthfeel, which I like. I enjoy that. But, I don't know. I noticed we both still got a little bit in our glass here. It's not bad by any means.
No, it's not terrible.
But, I mean, there's not a whole lot there. So,
If it was being offered at a party or at a bar or something, sure, I'd drink it.
I wouldn't turn it down.
I would not turn it
If someone
down.
poured this for me, I wouldn't feel bad about it. I would enjoy it, and we'd go on, but...
Would I seek it out? No.
I'm right there with you.
Would I disparage it and say it's terrible? No.
No, I mean, it's not Willet Pot still. Boom!
Man, he went right there.
Under the bus. Dropping names. Drop that dime.
You're trying to get fans, right? I just want to make sure.
No, man, you like what you like.
Yeah.
I do know a couple people, they absolutely love the Willet Pot still.
We know quite a few.
More power to them. And
That'd be interesting to ask.
if they come over, I'll gladly pour them some.
I'm sure you were trying to get rid of it. I would love to find out from a Willet fan if they like the pot still versus like the Willet 3-year or
The Rise.
yeah. Would wonder.
The Family Estate Rise.
The Family Estate, yeah.
Right.
I would love to get their take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it just has this... I don't want to go too far into depth, but...
Probably shouldn't.
Yeah. A taste profile that I am not a fan of. Some people have equated it to licking the inside of a garbage can.
I was fortunate enough to have a bottle of that given to me as a gift, and I'm going to hope that the person who gave it to me doesn't watch this video. But they wanted to crack it open right there. It was a birthday party, and they wanted to crack it open right there. And we did. And I bet you have been in this situation, but it is just like... It's delicious.
Did you go, yep, that's bourbon?
Oh, man. What do you say? You know, they went to all this trouble to get you. It's a cool bottle.
Really cool looking bottle. Probably
no one will...
Arguably the coolest looking bottle on the shelf.
Maybe not quite as cool as the old Fitz.
Right.
What's that?
Decanters.
Yeah, the decanters. Yeah. Those are gorgeous.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's a great looking bottle. That's what you say.
Oh, man. So, I used to do sound quality competitions for cars and stuff. Not for how good it sounds, not the boom boom stuff.
Right.
And one of my buddies who's been doing it for a really long time, some guy was like, hey, can you come check out my system and listen to it? He was like, yeah, man. And I guess he's always had that mentality of if you don't have anything nice to say, right? Don't say anything. And he got out of the car, and the guy was like, what do you think? And he looked at him and goes, man, those are some nice wheels, and walked away.
Well,
yeah, that's bourbon. Like,
I don't fault that kind of mentality. I don't fault it at all. All right, I'm going to kill this.
Me too. I mean, it's not bad.
$30.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right with you. I would say 25 to 30. I was thinking maybe 30 to 40, but I don't think I'd want to pay 40 for it. I think 30 is a nice solid price. Give or take $5, maybe 10, but I think 30 is kind of a nice middle road.
30.
Yeah. Oh man, so should we do the reveal?
I think you should do the honors.
I should do the honors?
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's a short bottle. Wow. Really? Man, we must have eaten some hot peppers or something that killed our palate.
Well, I mean, it does have a reputation for amongst a group of people and stuff online of it being known as Blantons.
No kidding.
So,
but I love Blantons. The Blantons bottle that I just killed 2 nights ago was fantastic.
I just killed one recently too. I got an empty bottle back here. That's why this one's fairly new. But
so much must be about the batch. And
I was gonna say it is a single barrel though.
Where does it come from?
So this barrel, because it is a single barrel, they're all going to be slightly different.
Yeah.
This one may not be as good as the last one or the one you had. Or
speaking of,
so
there's an interesting story about this, and it's been floating around on the net. And those of you that are in different bourbon groups and whatnot probably know this story. But there have been a few fellas who have bought 3 or 4 bottles to a case of Blantons, and they've been subject to what's it called, cork taint. So they tried their Blantons and said, "Oh no, this is not that great," and they have actually sent it back to the distillery and had them examine it, and the distillery has responded to them. So good on Blantons, man.
Which is Buffalo Trace Distillery.
So you guys are definitely in the right. You know, you're definitely having some cork taint problems here that kill the taste. So man, that just goes to show you what a difference one batch versus another is.
Right. And I mean, like I said, it could very well just be this batch. I mean, we kind of both hesitated a little bit to kill the glass. I mean, there's still this.
Yep.
A little bit that's left. I mean, I'm sure we'll drink it after this, but
yeah,
I mean, it's like I said, it wasn't
it's
bad.
drinkable.
There just wasn't a whole lot there. I mean,
it didn't leave you with that. I want to go back and have more of that kind of feeling.
For anyone interested, this is dumped on 11/14 of 17 from barrel number 248. So if you have one of these barrels or this barrel, let us know what you think about it. I'd be interested to find out. If it's from another barrel, like I said, it's different barrel to barrel, so the last one that I just killed, I think had a little more flavor than this.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't taste it blind, so I don't know. Like you have that influence.
I wonder if
of the holy hand grenade bottle.
The holy hand grenade. You didn't use that reference.
I did.
Something about movie references.
Right.
The straight from the barrel.
Yes.
So much better than that.
It does go to 11.
Yeah.
Straight from the barrel does.
They won't know what that is. From another review.
From another movie reference. But this one goes to 11.
Being a sound guy,
I mean, still just that kind of caramely, like even knowing what it is, I still don't get a whole lot else on it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
very drinkable.
Yeah.
Just not that great. I wonder how long you've had this open.
A couple weeks.
Okay.
So not too long, but I mean, it's not super fresh either.
No.
So
yeah. Maybe that has something to do with it.
I don't know. That is letter O.
So the retail on this is what? 65, 70?
Yeah, I mean, some states pay like $50 for it, which
yeah,
wouldn't be a bad buy. Here it's like $65 minimum, $63.99 minimum.
We've all seen the Costco ad.
Mm-hmm.
The picture of the
40,
Costco
$43,
40, yeah, whatever.
$39 or whatever it is.
So if you find it at that, definitely buy it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's any, especially if it's over $65 or so,
I will say that I might be a little off in my palate around this too, because the bottles I've had of this were store picks. And you know, the owners of these stores who go to all the trouble of getting their own barrels, they have usually amazing palates. So it's a given that it's probably going to be better than just a generic retail.
Especially if in 2018 they can get a Blanton's barrel, then obviously they've been doing this for a while. You know what I mean? They don't just hand those out nowadays. So yeah, I mean it's good. It's drinkable. 93 proof, I think. Yeah. So while we were at Buffalo Trace, I had heard this before and I didn't know how to confirm it. So while I was there, I asked him, the one that we were on a barrel pick there, and I said, okay, all Blantons comes from Warehouse H, but is all Warehouse H Blantons? And the answer is no. So there are some other products that are stored in that Warehouse H, that metal warehouse, that is not Blanton's. So now, granted, I think one of them was like E.H. Taylor, but they also pull from a lot of other warehouses. So it's Warehouse H mixed with C, B, F, whatever. But yeah, I was interested to see that not everything that was in there was Blanton's, because usually that's kind of synonymous with Warehouse H as Blanton's. So anyway, nice little fun fact for you guys. So
anybody ever told you that you're a bourbon nerd?
Probably my wife.
That is some really specific information right there.
And also, I found out on the same question line with our tour guide / tasting guide, Blanton's doesn't have to come from Warehouse H. So if something were to happen to this warehouse, because it's the same one of two mash bills that they use, there are barrels in other warehouses that do have the same flavor profile as Blanton's. So if something did happen to Warehouse H, they could go pull from other warehouses to supplement the bottling of Blanton's.
And what is the mash bill of Blanton's?
They don't disclose it. They have mash bill number 1, mash bill number 2. It's basically a high rye and low rye mash bill, which even their high rye mash bill is fairly low compared to like Four Roses or Wild Turkey, stuff like that, where you get upwards of like, 20, 30, 35% rye. It's been speculated that the high rye mash bill from Buffalo Trace is like 18%, 16 or 18%, and the low rye mash bill is like 12%. But no one knows for sure because they don't disclose it.
Still not very high.
No, like I said, and it's for a bourbon, it's in that kind of standard area. I think Four Roses and Wild Turkey and a couple other ones, their high rye mash bills are fairly high rye. You know what I mean?
I saw one 30 something percent.
Four Roses is 35%.
35, yeah.
On their high rye mash bill, 20% on their low rye. So even their low rye mash bill is kind of high compared to a lot of the standard offerings. You're more, I don't want to say more standard, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of, I don't even want to say run of the mill because that just sounds generic, but the most populous bourbons are usually in that like 12 to 18% rye area. So Anyway, with that being said, until next week, guys, drink blind.
And drink often.